Stop booking follow-up calls. You don't need them. They're actually quite ridiculous, and if you feel like you need one, it's because you're doing sales wrong. The reason that the prospect needs a follow-up call is an indication that you yapped too fucking long. You overshared way too much detail. You weren't clear. You lacked brevity. And because of all the nitty-gritty details you shared, the extra this, the access to that, and it breaks down into XYZ, and it's 3 times a week is the exact reason that this person's gonna feel debilitated and not take action. If you wanna close more deals, your pitch needs to be 3 to 5 minutes long at max. Anything longer than that, say goodbye to your sale. Now, the reason this is so important is because once you get to the end of your sales call, you're probably on this call for 35, 45 minutes. This person has talked a lot. You've asked great questions. And this is honestly for a lot of my closers and setters who are a bit more experienced, or business owners who have a bit more experience, who have been doing this. So you're asking great questions in discovery, right? We're getting super clear. We know what's going on, but we know that when we get to the end of the call, we lack the conciseness we need to just get the close. We're adding an extra filler. We're even letting them interrupt us during our pitch, which loses frame. Like the person has questions they start asking because you don't actually have control. And a lot of what's going on in the pitch is the reason why you're not closing specifically. I'm not talking to people who don't have a lot of experience in sales or haven't been taking sales calls for a while. I'm specifically speaking to those of you who have the fundamentals down. Like, you are asking better questions. Sure, maybe your discovery could be better, whatever. But the reality is at the end of the call, you're making your pitch 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes long, trying to pack in all the details, all the extra information. You're even adding things, and then you're dialoguing with someone during your pitch. Your pitch is not a negotiation. This is not a place where the prospect's gonna tell you what they need or what they're wanting. This is where you, as the expert, should be the person providing one solution. And I think people make really big mistakes in their pitch by trying to provide multiple different options, thinking that that's going to solve this person's problem, or it's gonna give them all the information that they need to make a decision. When in all actuality, when you get to your pitch and you're giving away so much information, it actually is the number one reason why they can't make the decision. They need to think about it. They need to process. You just gave them so much. It's a lot for them to digest and to make a decision at that exact moment. So the more clear and concise your pitch can be, the better. Now, I've talked about this before, but I have a 5-step framework I use when I build out my pitch. And that framework looks like the following. It's your why, it's your what, it's your how, it's my temperature check, and then it's my price drop. The why is broken up into what I call an elevator sentence. This is why someone should buy from you. Why are you credible to purchase from? So this is a small little elevator sentence that speaks to your credibility. To give you an example, as you know, Lo's been in business for over 10 years. She's an OG in sales. She's closed over $3 million in sales and has helped clients like yourself close hundreds of million dollars in sales for their businesses as well. And now she's working with someone like you. And then you're gonna go into 2 major objectives, specifically speaking to why this person came to the call. This is like, what is their problem? Why are they here? So I would say something like, and now she works with clients like you to learn the cash closing method. Objective number 1, they wanna learn so that you can close more sales calls and collect more on that call. And that's the other reason why they came. So those would be my 2 objectives. Then we move into our what. Our what are our 3 pillars. So many of you guys get your pillars and your deliverables confused. Your pillars are what you are giving your prospect. It's what is it? And it has to be something you can almost guarantee. This can't be things like accountability and guidance and support. Those are things that people can't actually feel. They can hear them, but it's kind of like, okay, I need something that I know I can take away from this, I can hold on to. So because I'm a big science girl, there's a saying around matter, right? Matter cannot be created nor destroyed. It can just be transferred. And so what you want to do with your pillars is turn what I call an airy or smoky pillar, like support, into a solid. So we want to turn it from a gas into an ice cube, something they can actually hold on to. So to give you guys an example, if you're an online business or service-based business like me, where I'm teaching IP, I'm teaching intellectual property, I'm teaching information, an information-based type business. When I'm teaching this stuff, someone who is learning my sales process, I'm simply just teaching them things that I know. And it's like, how do I turn something that's like, oh, I'm going to teach you sales. It's like, cool, but how? Like, what does that mean, right? I'm gonna take that and turn it into a framework and systematize it. So I'm gonna call it the cash closing method. I'm gonna create an acronym for it. I'm gonna write it out into a PDF on a Google Doc. Might even make some videos around it. And all of a sudden, something that was super smoky, that was like, I'm gonna teach you sales, now became something super solid because it's in a video version. It's in a PDF version. It's something that this person can physically see. We're gonna send it to them. They can download it, they can read it, they can watch it, they can print it out. It can literally become a physical thing that they can hold on to. So you wanna come up with 3 major pillars. This is what you're going to do for them. I'm going to teach you the cash closing method. We are going to build out your CRM. I'm going to build out your sales team and train those individuals, right? Like, those are going to be pillars. That is what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna create a small little temperature check here to make sure this person feels good about those pillars by asking them, How do you feel about this? Does it sound like exactly what you're looking for? Do you feel like anything is missing, right? We want to do the soft temperature check here because it's the first place in your pitch where you can pull out obstacles, which is the whole point of your pitch, is not to wait until the end to get objections. It is to dial in all the obstacles and get them obliterated before we even get to the end. So that's one place where I might get an obstacle. Someone will say, oh, like, does that also include this? Or when you say that, like, does it include this XYZ, so on and so forth? I can tackle all those things, obliterate any potential obstacles, anything getting in our way, and then boom, I price drop at the end and we're fine. After the soft temp check, we move right into our how. The how is your deliverables. This is like how you're going to facilitate the pillars that you just discussed. This is where you can bring in the accountability and the community and the support and all that mushy gushy bullshit that people think that they need, but they really don't. And you would bring all that here. So this is where I would walk through how we facilitate what I'm giving them. So if I'm gonna be teaching them sales, this is where I'm gonna say, we're gonna have one call a week every week to facilitate and teach you the sales process. That's how we actually do it. You'll have access to a private chat, you'll have access to my community, to and then you'll have access to blank, blank, blank. Very simple, clean deliverables. You don't need these to be long. You also don't want to list off every deliverable that you have because number one, you're adding too much information that's overwhelming for someone. Number two, they may not actually care about that deliverable and you're just adding in there because you think it sounds great, because we all think that adding more is better. It's not. Number three, if you don't add every deliverable, you can use it as ammo for later. So one of my favorite sales tactics is that when I am going through my deliverables, I sometimes hold on to one that I know this person's really going to want to use for later. So for instance, I go through the deliverables and I temp check the person's like, this is a 10, or they might not be a 10, they might be a 9. And I'm gonna ask them why. And they're gonna say, oh, well, I just feel like I don't have enough access to you. At which point I might throw out another deliverable that I never mentioned, which is like, and I hear you, because building out the strategy for you and your team to implement might be a little bit scary for you to do. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you access to the online mob. This is my closed door community for all my one-on-one clients. And they were already gonna get access to this anyway. This is 3 calls I host every single week. So you can come live on call and unmute yourself and ask questions. So intimate, like we literally all fit on one Zoom screen. That way, as you guys are implementing as a team, you can actually come to these calls 3 times a week, be held accountable, ask your questions, implement as you guys are building. Would that be valuable? Yeah? Okay, great. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in for you now. And you guys have access to that for like 3 months. Oh my God, like Lo, that's amazing. That's why we don't wanna do that. So you keep your deliverables super clean. Then you're gonna move on to your temperature check. Your temperature check is going to be where we're going to get this person's perspective on how they feel about you and how they feel about the offer. There's a couple ways I like to do this. There's one way that's like, so John, scale 1 to 10, 1 being like, Lo, this was the biggest waste of my fucking time ever. I can't believe I got on this call. And 10 being like, this sounds like exactly what I know I need in order to increase my conversion rate and finally start closing more deals. Where do you lie on that scale? Oh, I'm a 9. Oh, I'm a 10, whatever. We wanna get a 10. You cannot move on from this section until you do get a 10. So in another video I'll talk a little bit more about what that looks like. For the sake of this video, I just want to talk about the framework. So what you're going to do here is if you get a 10, you're going to go ahead and ask permission to price drop. I always love doing this because it's the best way to prime or prep someone for the price drop, for the money part. So once they go, Lo, I'm a 10, I'm all in, like this is amazing, this is so great. Okay, beautiful. Like, do you want to go ahead and move on to talk about investment? Something super simple, just move over there. Sometimes they'll ask, okay, cool. I just want to know the cost, or I want to know the cost, but cool. You cool if we just go ahead and tackle investment? Simple, easy prime. Person says yes, and you get beautiful. And now we're going to step number 5. You're going to price drop. So I'll say, okay, great, beautiful. So we're, for the next 3 months to achieve whatever your desired result is, like close more deals, collect more on call, PIF, whatever it is. It's going to be a one-time investment of 6K. It's going to be a one-time investment of 20K. It's going to be a one-time investment of 70K, whatever the number is. You're going to sit back in silence. Then we're going to potentially objection handle if we need to. We shouldn't have to. And I'm going to run us back a little bit. The reason we shouldn't have to is because when you temperature check, scale of 1 to 10. If that person gives you anything less than a 10, your goal is to say the following. I mean, John, you said you're a 9. What has you less than 100% sure that this isn't exactly what you know you need? Or it could be something like, okay, you're a 9. Like, what's the one point keeping you from being a 10? You have to get clarity on this because this is the second part in your pitch where you're going to obstacle handle. This is actually going to be the major section where you are obstacle handling. You shouldn't ever have to objection handle because this section right here is where you will deal with the obstacle. And they're going to tell you exactly what it is. Oh, I just want to know the cost. Or, oh, I mean, I know that there's investment to this and I know it's gonna be expensive. Or I know that there's something I need to do. I'm kind of just trying to figure out if I have the time to really do this right now. Like whatever their thing is, they're actually gonna say it here before you even price drop. And that's the beauty of this framework is that we are pre-handling objections the whole time through without price dropping. The moment you do price drop is the moment that this person is going to feel overwhelmed or debilitated with taking action because now we dropped the price and now we have to fight that. I don't wanna fight there. I wanna give the person the floor to speak on how they're feeling and what's going on with them before I even talk about about price. So I do that here. This is probably one of the most important parts of your pitch is your temperature check. And then just give you another example or iteration of how to do a temperature check if you don't want to do that pretty firm 1 to 10. Sometimes I'll do a soft one and then a firm one. So I'll say, and then you'll get access to a WhatsApp chat in the case you need extra support as we're working together. So John, we loving this, we hating this. He's like, oh no, I'm loving this. Scale 1 to 10, 1 being like, this is not it for me. 10 being like, this sounds exactly what you know you need, where you feel like you lie on that scale. I might throw the temp check in, that firmer one, after I do that little soft one. Do we love it? Do we hate it? And then they give me feedback and then I'm like, beautiful. And then I do a full temp check. And then after you do your temp check, you go ahead and you do your official price drop. So I ask them a question, are you cool if we go ahead and tackle investment? They say yes. At which point, I have a few different ways I like to price drop, and I'll give you both examples. The first one's gonna be to work with me over the course of the next 3 months to help you whatever desired result is. It's gonna be a one-time investment of 10K. This is where all of you guys who charge like month to month or session by session need to be like consolidating your offers into a contracted period of time, whether that's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever you wanna do, whatever your cup of tea is, I don't really fucking care. You need to bring it all together. What you need to stop doing here is presenting multiple different offers with multiple different price points. That is another reason why someone is not going to make a purchase, because they feel debilitated in doing so. It is too overwhelming to think about all the options on a call and make a decision. It's like when you go to a car dealership, you're looking at all these different cars with different price points and then different packages, right? Like this trim gives you this, and then these windows tinted gives you this, and this protection plan gives you that. It's stressful under the knife to make that decision. So what you want to do is present the least amount of decisions for someone to make on a sales call, because it decreases resistance. It makes it super simple, and it's your job as the closer, as the business owner, whoever you are, to listen to what the prospect needs and to present only one offer that you know without a shadow of a doubt is going to get them the result they're looking for. Otherwise, you're just chasing the close. You're like, well, what can I close them on? No, it's about figuring out what the fuck they actually need and just presenting that thing to them. That's the ethical thing to do, and that is the best way to actually get the close and help them. So when I price drop here, I'm price dropping and I'm only pitching on the one offer that I gave them that I felt like was the best fit for them. Once I do price drop, I shut the fuck up and I price drop with one price point. So to work with me over the course of the next 3 months to achieve XYZ, we're looking at a one-time investment of blank, 10K. I also sometimes like to do an option close. When I say option close, I'm not talking about option close for offers. I'm talking about option close for price point. So for those of you who have fast action discounts, which I don't actually quite enjoy, but I can understand why some people use it, or you do offer in-house payment plans, like maybe you have financing but don't want to use financing as much or whatever. This is where you can offer like an option close. So I'll do something like, to work with me over the course of the next 3 months to achieve XYZ, it's a one-time investment of 10K or 2 payments of 6. So the 2 payments of 6 will come to 12 if they're doing in-house payment plans through me, or if they want to pay in full and just PIF, it'll be a 10K. So that can sometimes be an easy sell. Like to give you a better example of that would be something like for an offer that's like 3K. So yeah, to work with me over the course of the next 3 months to help you trim fat and do whatever, it's going to be a one-time investment of 3K or 2 payments of 4. So that's an example of like showing a value proposition essentially. Like the 3K, obviously you're saving $1,000, but then like 2 payments of 4 also isn't terrible. That is my lesson for today. Hope you found this valuable. If you are a business owner who's watching this, go ahead and implement these things. I'd love to get some feedback and some comments down below to let me know if it was helpful. Or if you're a sales director, maybe send this to your sales team, or maybe you watch this and start implementing some of these trainings directly with your team. Down below, you should see a button to be able to book a call with me. If you found this valuable, you want me to help you build out your pitch and we can do it together, feel free to book a call with myself or my team. This way we can see what's going on with your sales process. If you feel like it's a good fit, we'll move forward, get you on board to get things going. If not, I'll definitely at least give you some value, or they'll give you some value, and hopefully see you in the near future. So peace and blessings. As always, happy closing.